Hello, this is Dr. Ethan Spencer. If you're over the age of 60, there's one nutrient that could stop leg cramps cold and give you back the kind of leg strength you haven't felt in decades. The kind of strength that makes stairs feel easy and restless nights a thing of the past. But here's the catch, almost nobody is talking about it. For years, pharmaceutical companies have pushed overpriced drugs to treat leg cramps, while quietly covering up a powerful truth: your body might just be missing 3 essential nutrients. These aren't exotic substances or expensive treatments. They're simple vitamins that have been ignored, buried under piles of medical lingo and industry politics. What if I told you that nearly 78% of seniors suffering from leg cramps at night are low in just one of these nutrients? And what if I told you that the medical world knows this, but doesn't talk about it? Because there's simply no financial incentive to recommend what's cheap, natural, and effective. In this video, I'm going to reveal the real science behind these 3 vitamins and show you how they don't just reduce cramps, they actually help rebuild muscle function at the cellular level. And everything I'm about to share is backed by peer-reviewed studies and real-world results I've seen in my own clinic. Stick around, because the number 1 nutrient on this list has been shown to increase muscle power by up to 58% in just 6 weeks. But first, let me ask you 2 quick questions. Have you ever been jolted out of sleep at 3 a.m. by a searing leg cramp? The kind that feels like your muscle is about to snap. Do you find yourself clinging to the stair railing more than you did 5 years ago, wondering where your stability went? Drop your answers in the comments. I read every single one, and I reply with personalized advice when I can. While you're here, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you take back control of your health. Now, let's jump into the first nutrient. Vitamin 3, vitamin D, the silent strength booster. Let's start with a vitamin that most people associate with bones, but that actually plays a critical role in leg function. I'm talking about vitamin D. For years, we've been told to get it for bone density, but what they haven't emphasized enough is its powerful role in muscle performance and cramp prevention. Here's what happens. When sunlight hits your skin, it triggers the production of vitamin D3. That D3 then travels through your bloodstream to your muscle tissue, including the large muscle groups in your legs. Your muscle cells contain special receptors like locks, and vitamin D is the key that unlocks them. If you're deficient, these locks stay closed. Your muscles become less responsive, more prone to involuntary contractions, and weaker overall. A groundbreaking study from the University of Zurich tracked 248 seniors for 2 years. Those with vitamin D levels below 30 ng per milliliter experienced leg cramps nearly 3 times more often than those with healthy levels. But here's the breakthrough. When the low-level group was given 2000 IU of vitamin D per day, their cramp frequency dropped by 68% in just 8 weeks. The scientists were shocked. They expected mild improvement, maybe 20%, but the effect was undeniable. Here's why it works. Vitamin D doesn't just help your body absorb calcium, it also regulates how calcium moves into and out of your muscle fibers. When you're deficient, calcium tends to get stuck inside the muscle cells, causing them to spasm. That's exactly what a cramp is, an involuntary contraction caused by calcium overload. But that's not all. Vitamin D also activates genes that help build new muscle proteins, meaning it supports actual muscle regeneration, not just relief. Studies have shown that seniors with healthy vitamin D levels have 37% more leg strength than those with low levels. So how do you get enough? Well, the sun is your friend, but only to a point. As we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. In fact, a 70-year-old produces about 75% less vitamin D from the same sun exposure as a 20. That's why dietary intake and supplementation become critical. Most older adults benefit from 2000 to 4000 IU of vitamin D3 daily, ideally taken with a meal that contains healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, or nuts, which enhance absorption. You'll also find vitamin D in foods like salmon, sardines, egg yolks, and fortified milk. But unless you're eating large quantities, it's tough to hit therapeutic levels from diet alone. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Minnesota. She came to me complaining of nightly leg cramps that had persisted for over 3 years. She'd tried everything: pickle juice, magnesium sprays, muscle relaxants. Nothing worked. We tested her vitamin D levels, and she was at 18 ng/ml, severely deficient. I started her on 3000 IU of vitamin D3 with breakfast. Within 6 weeks, her cramps had gone from every night to once per week, and after 3 months, they were completely gone. But that wasn't the biggest surprise. One morning, she told me she'd climbed the stairs to her bedroom without using the handrail, something she hadn't done in 2 years. Her leg strength had improved so dramatically that she rejoined her local walking group and started hiking with her friends again. Here's what I recommend. Get your levels tested every 6 months. Aim for 40 to 60 ng per milliliter. Take vitamin D3 with your largest meal of the day. Combine it with a fat source for optimal absorption. And don't forget, even 15 minutes of midday sun on your arms and legs can help top off your levels naturally down. While vitamin D is incredibly powerful, it's only the beginning. The next nutrient on our list works through an entirely different pathway and plays a role that most people overlook entirely. Vitamin 2, vitamin B12, the nervous system's best friend. If vitamin D is the strength activator, vitamin B12 is the communication specialist. And when it's missing, everything falls apart. B12's main job is to maintain the myelin sheath, a protective coating around your nerves that functions much like insulation on electrical wires. When this coating breaks down, the signals from your brain to your muscles get delayed or distorted. The result: cramps, numbness, tingling, and legs that don't seem to listen to what your brain is telling them to do. One of the most underreported deficiencies in seniors is B12, and it's costing people their mobility and independence. Research from Tufts University discovered that a staggering 40% of adults over 60 have vitamin B12 levels low enough to cause neurological symptoms, and most don't even realize it. The study followed 3,000 older adults and found that those with low B12 levels were 80% more likely to suffer from frequent leg cramps, more prone to leg weakness, and had slower response times in lower limb coordination tests. When the researchers gave the deficient group 1,000 micrograms of B12 daily, they observed a 45% improvement in muscle function within 12 weeks. That's not just better lab results, that's real-life strength returning. Now here's something you need to know. B12 deficiency isn't just about diet. As we age, our stomachs produce less hydrochloric acid, which is essential for extracting B12 from food. Even if you're eating plenty of beef, eggs, or dairy, your body might not be absorbing it. That's why the form of B12 matters. The best version is methylcobalamin, the active form that your body can use immediately. It bypasses the stomach and gets straight to work, especially if taken sublingually under the tongue. Most seniors need between 500 and 1,000 micrograms per day, far above the outdated RDA, and it's safe. B12 is water-soluble, meaning your body excretes the excess naturally. Here are some excellent food sources. Beef liver, 70 mcg per serving clams, 84 mcg per serving salmon, nearly 5 mcg per serving fortified cereals, and nutritional yeast for vegetarians, although they often still need supplements. Let me tell you about Robert, a 68 accountant who came to see me after noticing increasing weakness in his legs, especially in the afternoons. He described it as a jelly-like feeling, like his legs couldn't hold him up. About 6 months later, the cramps started, particularly during his evening walks with his wife. We tested his B12 levels, 200 pg/ml, technically normal, but far from optimal. We started him on 1000 mcg of sublingual methyl daily, taken on an empty stomach. Within 4 weeks, his afternoon fatigue had improved significantly. By week 8, his evening cramps had decreased by 75%, and after 6 months, he came into my office smiling and said, "Doc, I've got my 50-year-old legs back." He'd even started playing tennis again, a hobby he'd quit 3 years earlier due to weakness and instability. Here's how to get the most from B12. Take methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. Use the sublingual form if possible. It bypasses the gut. Take it in the morning on an empty stomach for best absorption. Combine it with folate. They work synergistically to protect nerve function. Monitor your levels twice a year. While the normal range starts at 200 pg/ml, functional levels for optimal performance are closer to 500 to 800 pg/ml. And if you're over 65 or on acid-reducing medications like PPEs, you're at higher risk of deficiency. so sublingual tablets or even B12 injections may be necessary. Vitamin B12 helps restore nerve communication, reduce cramps, and bring strength and control back to your legs. But our next nutrient takes it to a whole different level. Vitamin number 1, magnesium, the cramp destroyer. We reach the most important nutrient of them all. Technically, magnesium is not a vitamin, it's a mineral, but its role in muscle health is so critical, it deserves the top spot on this list. In fact, magnesium is involved in over 300 enzyme reactions in your body, most of which relate directly to nerve function, muscle contraction, and energy production. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can't relax properly. They remain in a state of partial contraction, constantly on edge, burning through energy and increasing the risk of sudden, painful spasms. Now here's what most people don't know. Modern diets are incredibly low in magnesium, and it's not your fault. Modern agriculture has depleted the soil of this mineral. The same vegetables that were magnesium-rich 50 years ago now contain 30 to 40% less. Add to that the fact that seniors absorb only about 30% of the magnesium they consume, and you've got a recipe for chronic deficiency. It gets worse. Common medications, including diuretics, proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, and some antibiotics, either flush magnesium out of your system or prevent it from being absorbed in the first place. So, how big of a problem is this? A landmark study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society tracked 4,000 seniors over 5 years. Those with the lowest magnesium levels were 7.5 times more likely to suffer from regular leg cramps compared to those with optimal levels. But here's what stunned researchers when they supplemented the magnesium-deficient group with 400 mg of magnesium citrate daily. Not only did cramp frequency drop by 86%, but leg strength increased by 58% over 6 months. Participants reported feeling like they had turned back the clock by a decade. And the science backs it up. Magnesium acts like a calcium bouncer in your muscle cells. Every time your muscle contracts, calcium rushes in. To relax, magnesium must push calcium back out. If magnesium is missing, the calcium stays trapped, and your muscles stay locked up. Cue the cramp. But magnesium does even more than help with muscle relaxation. It's also essential for the production of ATP, the energy molecule your muscles use to function. Low magnesium means low ATP, which translates to weak, fatigued, underperforming muscles. It's also critical for protein synthesis, helping your body actually build new muscle tissue, something that becomes harder with age. So yes, magnesium doesn't just stop cramps, it helps rebuild muscle from the inside out. Let me tell you about Ilalina, a 75-year-old grandmother who had suffered from severe nighttime cramps for over 5 years. She dreaded going to bed. The cramps would hit 2 or 3 times a night, leaving her screaming in pain. Her husband had started sleeping in another room because her tossing and turning kept him awake. She had tried bananas, hydration, stretching, Epsom salt baths, even tonic water. Nothing worked. We ran a magnesium RBC test, which looks at magnesium levels inside your cells, and found her levels were at 3.8 milligrams DL, far below the optimal 5.5 to 6.5 milligrams DL. I started her on 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate 3 times per day, taken with meals. The first week, the intensity of her cramps decreased. By week 2, she was down to 1 cramp per night. After a month, she went 3 full nights without a single cramp, something she hadn't experienced in years. But the best moment came 3 months later. She told me she was able to stand up from her living room chair without pushing off with her hands. Her leg strength had returned so significantly that she was gardening again, her favorite hobby, which she had stopped years earlier due to pain and fear of falling. So what's the best way to supplement magnesium? Use magnesium citrate or magnesium glycinate. These are well absorbed. Avoid magnesium oxide, it's poorly absorbed and often causes digestive issues. Take 400 to 600 milligrams daily. Divide it into 2 or 3 doses. Take it at night to promote relaxation and better sleep. Avoid taking it with calcium. They compete for absorption. Combine it with vitamin D, which actually enhances magnesium absorption. If you experience loose stools, reduce the dose or switch to glycinate, which is gentler. And if absorption is a concern, consider topical options like magnesium oil or Epsom salt baths. Soaking in warm water with 2 cups of Epsom salts for 20 minutes allows your body to absorb magnesium transdermally while relaxing tense muscles. At this point, we've covered the 3 essential nutrients your muscles crave. But there's one more truth you need to hear. Vitamins alone aren't enough. You must reactivate your muscles here. A reality that surprises many people. You could take every vitamin I've just mentioned and still see only modest results, unless you re-engage your muscles the right way. Most seniors make 3 major mistakes every day that prevent their muscles from regaining strength, even with perfect nutrition. The good news, these mistakes are completely reversible. And there are 5 simple science-backed habits that, when combined with the right nutrients, have been shown to boost leg strength by up to 74%. Let's walk through each one. Habit 1. Eccentric loading is the most effective strength-building movement you're probably already doing without realizing it. When you lower yourself slowly into a chair, your muscles are doing what's called eccentric contraction, controlling your descent. It turns out this movement stimulates more strength gains than pushing yourself up. A study from the University of Tokyo followed 116 seniors who practiced eccentric loading for just 10 minutes daily. After 12 weeks, leg strength increased by 52%, cramp frequency dropped by 71%. How to do it? Stand in front of a sturdy chair, slowly lower yourself down, counting to 5, gently touch the seat. Then stand back up. Normally, start with 5 reps. 3 times per day. Do them while waiting for coffee to brew, during commercials, or before meals. This simple habit transforms everyday movements into strength-building exercises. No gym required. Top it to restricted movement windows your muscles, just like your sleep. Follow a circadian rhythm. Research from Harvard Medical School found that leg muscles are up to 40% more responsive to strengthening activity between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Seniors who exercise during this window gained strength 2.5 times faster than those who exercised in the evening. Even better, split your activity into shorter bursts. Take 3 10-minute walks instead of 1 30-minute walk. This method, called exercise snacking, keeps your muscles active, boosts circulation, and prevents the stiffness that leads to cramps. This method improves leg strength 38% more effectively than a single long session. Habit 3. Strategic hydration. You've probably heard you need to drink more water, but it's not just how much you drink, it's when you drink it. Muscles are 79% water. Even mild dehydration can reduce strength by 30%. Here's the strategy. Drink 16 ounces, about 500 milliliters of water 30 minutes before leg activity. According to the Sports Medicine Institute of South Africa, this timing boosts muscle power by 19%. Frank, a 71-year-old retired firefighter, came to see me barely able to climb stairs. We started him on the 3-vitamin protocol, but also these habits. He began doing eccentric chair sits while watching morning news. He shifted his walks to late morning, breaking them into short sessions, and he started drinking water 30 minutes before each walk. Within 6 weeks, he could climb 3 flights of stairs without stopping. By week 12, he was doing yard work again, something his wife thought she'd never see. His nighttime cramps dropped to just once a month, usually only when he forgot his magnesium. Habit 4. Barefoot time. This one surprises most people. Your feet contain over 200,000 nerve endings that communicate directly with your legs and balance centers. Spending just 10 minutes barefoot daily on safe surfaces like grass, carpet, or sand can improve nerve signaling, balance, and lower leg strength. Australian researchers found that seniors who spent 15 minutes barefoot daily experienced 31% fewer falls, 45% stronger ankle muscles, and that's without doing any other exercise. Habit number 5. Temperature therapy. Used by elite athletes for decades. Contrast showers trigger improved blood flow, muscle training, and cramp resistance. Here's how. Before bed, alternate 30 seconds of warm water with 10 seconds of cool water on your legs. Do this cycle for 5 minutes. This forces your muscles to contract and relax rhythmically, training them to respond properly. It also increases blood flow to the legs by up to 60%, and studies show it reduces cramp risk by 77%. Let me leave you with this. Your body isn't broken, it's under-supported. Cramps, weakness, instability, they aren't inevitable signs of aging. They're signs of deficiencies, of disuse, and of missed signals between your brain and muscles. But now you know the truth. 3 vitamins, vitamin D, B12, and magnesium, along with 5 simple habits, can unlock a transformation in your legs that many doctors overlook completely. This isn't about hype, it's about real science, real stories, and real results. So, now I want to hear from you. Have you tried any of these vitamins for leg cramps or muscle weakness? What worked for you and what didn't? Drop your stories in the comments. I read every single one, and your experience could help someone else reclaim their strength and confidence. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay strong and stay well.